Hello and welcome to our new virtual classroom. Today we shall focus on regions of the United Kingdom. We are going to practice the new vocabulary, learn and speak about the regions forming the UK, learn about the national emblems of the 4 regions, and we are going to select information from the paragraphs and answer some questions. Let's begin. The United Kingdom is made up of 4 countries or regions. Look at the screen and let's see if you know their names. England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. Very well. England, Scotland and Wales. Together, they form Great Britain. Great Britain and Northern Ireland form the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Can you label them on the map? Do you know their capital cities? Let's check. You have the map of the UK on the screen. Label the 4 regions on the map. And let's name their capital cities. England, the largest part of the UK, with the capital London. Scotland, with the capital Edinburgh. Wales, the capital Cardiff. And the last part, or the last region, is the Northern Ireland, with the capital Belfast. Thank you. You are great. We shall discover the 4 regions of the UK by reading some texts. First, let's see if you know the vocabulary. Leek. Long, thin vegetable which smells similar to onions. Weary. Feeling or showing extreme tiredness, especially as a result of excessive exertion. Contending. Struggling to surmount a difficulty. Plundering. The action of stealing goods from a place or a person, typically using force and in a time of war or civil disorder. Tenacious. Holding tightly onto something or keeping an opinion in a determined way. Slaughter. The killing of many people cruelly and unfairly, especially in a war. Shriek. A short, loud, high cry, especially one produced suddenly as an expression of a powerful emotion. Convivial. Friendly and making you feel happy and welcome. Thistle. A wild plant with sharp points on the leaves and typically purple flowers. Conclusive. Providing that something is true or ending any doubt. Pitch. To put up a tent and make it ready to use. Now we shall continue. While reading, you may go back to the words and check for their meaning. England. So we are going to read a paragraph about England, and you have to answer some questions after reading. The first country we are going to talk about is England. After reading, you will answer some questions, so be attentive. The rose. The red rose was the emblem of the Lancastrians, the white rose that of the Yorkists, the two contending houses for the English throne in the Wars of the Roses, 1455–1485. All rivalry between the roses ended by the marriage of Henry VII, the Lancastrian, with Princess Elizabeth, daughter of Edward IV, the Yorkist. The red rose has since become the national emblem of England. Now let's see if you were attentive and let's answer the questions. When did the red rose become the emblem of England? Right, after the marriage of Henry VII with Princess Elizabeth. The second question. What is the capital of England? London. Question number 3. What language is spoken in England? Right, it's English. Now we'll continue with Scotland. Here is a text about Scotland and the national emblem of Scotland, the thistle. The thistle is the national emblem of Scotland. This is how, according to a curious legend, that homely plant came to be chosen as a badge in preference to any other. In very ancient times, the Norsemen, old-time Scandinavian invaders, once landed somewhere on the east coast of Scotland with the intention of plundering and settling in the country. The Scots assembled with their arms and took their stations behind the River Tay, the largest in Scotland, at the only practicable ford. As they arrived late in the day, weary and tired after a long march, they pitched their camp and rested, not expecting the enemy before the next day. The Norsemen, however, were near, noticing that no guards or sentinels protected the camp. They crossed the River Tay, intending to take the Scots by surprise and slaughter them in their sleep. To this end, they took off their shoes so as to make the least noise possible. But one of the Norsemen stepped on a thistle. The sudden and sharp pain he felt caused him to shriek. The alarm was given in the Scots camp. The Norsemen were put to flight, and as acknowledgement for the timely and unexpected help from the thistle, the Scots took it as their national emblem. Now let's answer the questions. Number 1. What is the largest river in Scotland? The River Tay. Why did the Norsemen land on the east coast of Scotland? To plunder and settle in the country. How did the thistle become the national emblem of Scotland? This plant saved them from enemies. Thank you. Now let's continue with Wales. The Leek. Welshmen all over the world celebrate St. David's Day by wearing either leeks or daffodils. The link between the leek and St. David is the belief that he is supposed to have lived for several years on bread and wild leeks. There is a conclusive evidence that Welshmen wore leeks on St. David's Day in Shakespeare's time. In Shakespeare's historical chronicle, Henry V Llewellyn tells the king, "If your majesty is remembered of it, the Welshmen did good service in a garden where leeks did grow, wearing leeks in their monmouth caps. If your majesty is remembered of it, the Welshmen did good service in a garden where leeks did grow, wearing leeks in their mouth caps, which your majesty knows to this hour is an honorable pledge for the service, and I do believe your majesty takes no scorn to wear the leek upon St. David's Day. The daffodil is associated with St. David's Day due to the belief that it flowers on that day. It became an alternative to the leek as a Welsh emblem in the present century, because some thought the leek vulgar. Now let's answer the questions based on this paragraph. Why do Welshmen wear leeks on St. David's Day? The answer is, it is believed that he had lived for several years on bread and wild leeks. Number 2. What is the national emblem of Wales? The daffodil. What languages are spoken in Wales? English and Welsh. Now let's go to the last region, Northern Ireland. The shamrock. What the rose is to Englishmen and the leek and daffodil to the Welsh, the little shamrock is to the Irish, and no Irishman worth his salt fails to wear this national emblem St. Patrick's Day, March 17. It is worn in memory of Ireland's patron saint, whose cross is embodied in the Union Jack by the thin red one under the cross of St. George. A popular notion is that when preaching the doctrine of the Trinity to the pagan Irish, St. Patrick used the shamrock, a small white clover bearing 3 leaves on the stem, as an illustration of the mystery. Shortly after the formation of the Irish Guards in 1902, the custom of presenting the national emblem to the new regiment on St. Patrick's Day began. An equally tenacious observance on St. Patrick's Day is wetting the shamrock, the convivial aspect of Irish loyalty to their patron saint. Now let's answer the questions. Number 1. When do Irishmen wear the shamrock? On St. Patrick's Day. Number 2. Who is the island's patron saint? St. Patrick. Question number 3. What languages do Irish people speak? English and Irish. Let's continue to reinforce the words you have learned to make sure that they will stay fresh in your memory. Look at the following exercise. It's on page 102 in your textbooks, exercise 4. Stop the video and fill in the missing words. The words are leeks, weary, contending, pitched, plundering, tenacious, slaughter, shriek, convivial, thistle, conclusive. Check your answers. If you have these answers, then you are right. As we have already learned, each of the 4 parts of the UK has a floral emblem. Now let's revise. What are they? Look at the 4 symbols and tell what region of the UK each of them represents and explain their significance. Look at the 4 symbols. Tell what region of the UK each of them represents. The red rose represents England. Thistle represents Scotland. The daffodil or the leek represents Wales. The shamrock represents Northern Ireland. Now let's recap. You may go back to the text if you need some information. And let's complete the following table. What is the capital of England? London. The language which is spoken in England is English. And the flower emblem is the red rose. The capital of Wales is Cardiff. The languages spoken in Wales are English and Welsh. And the floral emblem of Wales is the daffodil or the leek. Scotland, which has the capital Edinburgh, the languages spoken in Scotland are English and Scottish, and the flower emblem is the thistle. And finally, Northern Ireland, with the capital Belfast, the languages spoken there are English and Irish, and the emblem is the shamrock. And if we say that practice makes perfect, always remember, if you can't excel with talent, triumph with effort. Good luck. See you next time.